Great. Okay. So, welcome to Venturesome. Today, we're excited to host Attila Odri of IamAttila.com. So, Attila is a standout figure in the world of affiliate marketing and online entrepreneurship. And from decades, since the early 2000s, pioneering early web design to mastering the intricate art of affiliate marketing, Attila's done it all, and I look forward to this conversation. So, Attila, welcome on the show, and yeah, definitely excited to ask you some of these questions and have a good discussion.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here, and I hope that we will be able to share some good value to make it worthwhile to watch this video.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So let's kind of go back to the start because I'm always curious about how someone actually got into where were their origins when it comes to the marketing and the success that they had with the specific thing that they do. So you started as a teenager. I mean, you started very early and you've been around for decades doing this. So you've been in the game for quite a while. So I'm kind of curious, how did you get into affiliate marketing? How did you get started? What did that look like at that point?
Yeah, so I actually got into affiliate marketing when I was in grade 10 back in 1997. So a long,
Yeah.
long, long time ago before people even knew about the internet essentially. Like I was using
Hmm.
modems back then, 14.4
Yep.
kbps, blazing
Yeah.
fast. Just
Help
kidding.
people to get off the phone because you're on the internet. I get
Yeah,
you.
exactly. So those old days. And the first affiliate offer that I ran was actually one where you get paid every time someone clicks on a banner that you place on your website. So I would
Hmm.
build all these websites on GeoCities and Fortune City for the people,
I remember that. Yeah.
like that are old
Alta
like me.
Vista.
They know
Yep.
about all these places. Like, for example, just for guys and girls that don't know, GeoCities used to give you 2 megabytes of space. 2 megabytes. Like, what the heck is that?
Yep.
That's not even one song. So you
Yeah.
would have to basically use that. And Fortune Cities came around and they gave 10 megabytes. That was huge. Everyone was switching to them. So I used to
Yep.
build these websites and I would place, these banners and I would get paid. And I actually got the check and I was like, holy crap, you can make money. So I scaled that while I attended this high school. So it was a really good side income, like I was making more money building these sites and doing affiliate marketing, even though I wasn't sure that I was actually affiliate marketing, than my friends who worked part time at McDonald's. It was super awesome. And
Hmm.
that's how I got into this affiliate marketing without actually knowing what I'm doing. That it's affiliate marketing.
Got it.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
because at that point, people weren't even. I mean, most people didn't even know how to monetize anything on the internet. I
yeah,
mean, that's phenomenal. I remember the one thing that jumps out to me is the $1 million homepage. You remember that
I do.
back in the
Yeah, where
day?
you can buy like one pixel for $1 or something like that.
That's it's such a trip, and I always think about it like because people they were thinking billboards in their head like in the real world. So it's like, oh, let's make a billboard online. Little did they know the internet's limitless, so you don't
Yeah,
need just like one page and you just have your advertising.
right.
And yeah, I just that was an interesting time back then. Some of us haven't lived through that though, but I definitely have, and you have clearly. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, awesome. So you were doing affiliate marketing. You clearly stuck with it, of course. And then at some point, you started IamAttila.com and you started promoting what you do and helping others to be able to learn how to do, what you've learned. So, kind of curious, how did that come about? What inspired you to start IamAttila.com?
Well, actually, that's an interesting story because when I started IamAttila.com, I had no goal in mind. I just needed a platform where I could actually take notes so I would be accountable to myself. And actually, taking notes this way helps me memorize a lot of the things because I have this insanely fast mind, partly
Mm-hmm.
because of ADHD, whatever, that I have like 1,000 plus one memory, like ideas, and they just race
Mm-hmm.
by. And if something interrupts, my thinking, then I forget them. So I would start taking notes on IamAttila.com because I needed a name. I was like, okay, let's take that one because I Am Attila actually stands for Internet Affiliate Marketer Attila. So that's what I Am Attila is. It's like an acronym, and it's also
Got
me,
it.
you know.
Double
So it
meaning. I
actually,
love it.
yeah, so it
Yep.
worked out real good. And that's why I started the blog. And then people started reading the blog. And I saw in my Google Analytics that, there's more and more and more and more visitors coming. At the peak, I had 150,000 people coming every single month, and reading all the stuff. And I was just sharing, case studies because I like to do a lot of data driven case studies because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of gurus out there which say that if you do this you're going to make lots of money, if you do that you're going to make lots of money. To scale you have to do this, but as we know, you never know who you can trust. So data is something that does not lie, right? So if you spend $50, it's going to show the result, and then is it true or is it not true. So I started making a lot of these paid tests and I would share them, like I spent, I don't know, $10,000 to test this. This is the result. This is what the data said. And people caught on to that. And then when the trackers came out, I would publish, like the dynamic variables for trackers because they were not saved in the trackers back then. So people would come to my blog to find, how do you set up volume for this traffic source, for that CPA network. And it just grew from there. And then yeah, it continues to grow. We continue to evolve with the current trends, like right now AI, and we just post about whatever is real, current, state of the art in digital marketing. So
Mm-hmm. And that segues nicely into something I think everybody would be curious about, including myself. Right now we're just about to enter into 2024. What is on your mind in terms of where you see IamAttila.com going, and just anything that you do on the internet when it comes to affiliate marketing and marketing in general? I mean, where's your head at right now? What's keeping you up at night thinking of those thousand ideas?
well, honestly, I see that blogging in general is dying. Like people are seem to be super lazy to read. They just want to watch videos and that's it. And TikTok and
Mm-hmm.
all these, like short attention span um, platforms are probably the cost for this, because to read something you need to sit down and spend time. It requires focus, and people don't have that focus. If, for example, even in this video, right, if what I'm saying right now isn't important for that person, they're used to the thing like scroll by, whatever, it's not good, doesn't concern me, let's go to the next thing. And that's how it is. So the blog actually has been dying, and I haven't been focusing on it as much because I see, that people are not reading it. So if nobody reads it, what the heck is the point to post it if no one's going to read it, right? I can actually spend the time doing things like this, interviews which get more views because people like to watch videos. So unfortunately, there's not high hopes for blogging in general and all these content based sites. I think video is the future. And to answer your question, in 2024, I see AI taking even a bigger part in digital marketing than it has done to date, because even ChatGPT continues to become more awesome, which makes it way easier to use and get more things done efficiently. And I'll get into that later on how I use it right now as an affiliate marketer. And yeah, so exciting things ahead. Like I told a bunch of friends, like I feel like it's 2001 again. I don't know if you remember how Pentium used to be faster like every other week. Like I remember my first Pentium PC
Mm-hmm.
was 75 megahertz. Then like 2 weeks later, like 166 MMX came out, and then 233, and it was just going up, 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 and then it plateaued, and now like it's a couple of gigahertz, like the CPU, and it doesn't get faster. It doesn't get 10, 20, 100, 1000 times bigger, like it's super crazy. But AI
Yeah.
is rapidly growing. It's expanding super fast, and it's so exciting to be part of that, journey again. Like I feel like it's 20 years ago again. So
Yeah, no, I love it. And it just, I do also think back to those days, when the internet started really getting going, or, Bitcoin and crypto started getting going. This is one of those other ones. And it almost feels like this time around, it's literally like something like shaking the world happens like each week. I mean, when it comes to AI, I mean, it's I'm involved in certain projects, and we have the plan and we put it in place, and oh, we're going to use this software to do this specific function. And you go, oh, looks like GPT can do it easily at a fraction. Like
Yeah,
we had that
exactly.
experience happen like twice in the past, like, couple months. So it is amazing what, some of the, just the speed of this. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think that, yeah, the people that are looking to learn and, put the time in to educate themselves are going to benefit so much over everyone else. I mean, to segue, because AI is, man, it's so exciting to talk about. I definitely want to talk about it with you a little bit. And so, for you, what's your experience been? I mean, GPT started boasting about itself it's been about a year now. It was toward the end of last year. What you first heard about it at some point, I'm assuming, when it really started to get really good. What's your experience been with AI, and how you first heard about it and how you've implemented it into your businesses?
I heard about it through tech channels on Reddit before the masses heard about it, and I was like the first one in beta to use it, and I was one of the
Hmm.
first ones in this country to have the plus, basically the
You're in
paid.
Hungary right now, right?
Yeah, but I actually hacked it and I went through the US, because it was first available there, and then I did an account through that way to get it.
Got it. Yep.
And in the past 1 year, we've seen a couple of things. Number one, they introduced a lot of government controls. Like AI isn't as open and honest as it used to be. It has a lot of these, safety measures, basically censorship and all this other stuff built into it. But for me, it
Hmm.
doesn't really affect me that much because most of the stuff that I use is not the controversial things that they have to censor, which goes against the narrative that the media is pushing. So for me, I sometimes run into this problem when I try and get some kind of ads which will say that I cannot generate this because this is misleading or something like that, even though I want high CTR. So that's
Hmm.
personally on how I've seen it change in this regard. It also is getting way smarter. Like a year ago, when you ask it to code some simple script, let's say, like generate a tool that will allow me to paste a list of links and it will extract the domain name, it would mess up so many times that you'd have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it could take you hours to get something simple done. Now, if you need something simple done with ChatGPT 4, where you can actually train your own coder, like you can actually create your own GPTs now, which is super awesome.
Hmm.
Um, you
Yep.
just tell it what you need, and if it doesn't get it right the first time, which it does a lot of the times now, then it'll get it right the second time. So it's extremely efficient. It's becoming way more efficient, and it's becoming really awesome. Now, one flaw that I'm still seeing is that if you ask it to write something, it's going to continue with that style even if you ask it to rewrite it. Like it says, like I said, like here's my story, get me 10 headlines. And I say, get me 10 different headlines. And they're all like the same headline, just a little worse change. Like it doesn't uniquely recreate it. So
Hmm.
there's still a lot of, little things to work out, but it's getting really smart and really good. Like it's becoming like a perfect employee in a company sort of a way, that always knows how to do things better than you know how to do things.
Hmm.
And that's
And do you
something that
think,
I'm very excited about.
because you just brought something up, and I think it's so interesting, especially with these all the bots coming out, and the idea of autogen, the ability to take the bots and have them talk with each other and do specific complex tasks. I mean, do you think, in the future, or is this something you have in mind to, put certain AI in place for doing certain functions in your business, almost acting like an employee? What are your thoughts on that? We can almost
I love
outsource a
it.
lot of our functions.
I love it, and I can't wait. I am all about paying a lot of money for very, very good employees. But the
Hmm.
challenge is always finding a person like that because people have gotten so good at making CVs that oversell them that you hire them for like a high salary, and then they only disappoint you. So you feel like you were misled. You feel like you
Hmm.
lost time, and yes, you also lost money. But for me personally, lost time you cannot make up, and also opportunity cost. I trust somebody, they pass the interviews, I get them going, and I have expectations. I expect that if someone's very good, I don't have to tell them how to do their job. They will tell me better ways that we can do the job. And most of the
Hmm.
time, 99% of the time, it's really bad. They disappoint, and it's always like, okay, you're fired, here's your pay, whatever. I have to do this, and yeah, so definitely I'm going to be using AI as much as I can just to avoid this, because it's really, really so bad.
Hmm. So a marketer in a similar situation, whether they're just working for themselves, so working and have others on their team, what have you found to be the best ways one can use AI for taking their marketing game to the next level and efficiency to the next level with their work?
Okay, so one of the best ways that you can use AI right now is to take winning creatives and come up with new variants for that winning creative. For a video heavy platform like TikTok, you can actually take the script and you can ask AI to come up with new hooks for this script. You can also ask AI, how would you redo this video to maintain high CTR? So these are some practical uses that we use every single day. Now, since the ability that we can create actually our own a chat GPT, which is specialized in something, what we are doing is we have like a data analyst, and we can actually export, for example, TikTok ad spend. We can export reports from our tracker, Red Track, and import everything into our data analyst. So it's functioning like an employee. And I will say, like, here is all of my granular reports for this period from our tracker. And here is the spend with all the details from the traffic source. Analyze,
Hmm.
find patterns, tell me what do you see, and it's going to come back and tell me, things like which objective to use, which kind of audiences are doing better, what kind of platforms, for example, devices, operating systems, which countries, geos. Like, it goes really detailed and it sees patterns. Like, for example, I saw that on day one this creative was doing good, but towards day 5, it lost its momentum. But I see that this other creative started off slow, but it's now scalable. So you should scale this. And when you're scaling, you should focus on this and this and this. Like, it's super good. So
Hmm.
these
Yeah.
are the things that people can use it for right away.
Yeah, and I think what you're saying too is, clearly you have a system for how you're using the AI, and it goes back to the point everybody thinks, and especially someone who's really on the outside, they think that it's all equal. You just, type it in, give me some good ads, and it's going to make good ads versus someone else. That if you have a better system and you're asking it the right questions and doing the right things, it's you're going to get so much of a better result, right? I mean, it's really about how you prompt it, and not necessarily you're the one that this is just a tool. Ultimately, it's you that's matters and how good of a result you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly. And this is actually an interesting thing that you brought up. A lot of people, I would say out there, like 80% of the society says that AI sucks. And the only reason why that happens is because they don't know how to clearly communicate. And part of my success, even on my blog, stems from the fact that I give very clear instructions and I can explain things really well. Like, I assume that someone's a dummy. There were these books, books for dummies kind of thing, which were a great success.
Yeah.
And I use the same approach with AI. Like, I explain things on what I want, why I want it, how I would do it, how this person would do it. Like, take like ideas from this in like gear. Like, if I want to write very good angles, I will say my favorite book, which is cashvertising. Like use the style from the book Cashvertising, use the style from Adweek, which is another good copywriting book. Combine it with Gary Vaynerchuk's style, and also based on what you know on how to write high CTR angles, merge all that knowledge together and give me 10 different ideas. And using
Hmm.
these reference points, in my instructions and how I would do it, all this other stuff, it produces way better output than if I just say, give me 10 ideas for some kind of heating product or something like that. And this is where people go wrong. They don't know how to give good instructions.
Hmm. Yeah, and I noticed that too when I was playing around with the AI to produce content, and I'm trying to use it to outsource some of the different functions in my agency, and I just noticed that the how do I put this? I noticed that it doesn't have specific information that is so important that you have. So, for example, you by running and on all these platforms, you have a feel for what type of ad is going to get the lowest or the best result or the lowest cost per acquisition versus this platform or versus that platform, and GPT doesn't have that data to understand that. So it can only give general advice, and you have to kind of be the person that understands this. So people who are experts who have like this experience that's completely separate of what GPT can steal from you or take from you, that's general information, you're going
Hmm.
to have so much better of a use with it, because it's
Yeah,
it's not going to always
exactly.
give you the best advice, and
Yeah,
unless you are
definitely.
asking the right things.
Yeah, and a lot of people make another mistake where they think that what ChatGPT says is correct, and there has been instances, and there still is, where it's 100% wrong. Like it's not what the truth is. And even if you
Hmm.
apply common sense, you will also know that's not the truth. Like,
Yep.
so yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing that they hopefully will fix, but I don't think they can ever fix it because it's learning from human speech, right? And as I said, usually human speech has some kind of bias, or it has some kind of, like, how do you say, influence from behind the scenes, which kind of move it in a different direction than what actually may be true. So yeah, ChatGPT, don't always trust it 100%.
Hmm. Yep, absolutely. No, I totally agree. And some of these other pieces to AI, so there's the writing and content, but I think it's, although I would not even, I just, maybe I'm wrong here, but I can't recommend AI generated video yet. I've played around with that stuff and got some weird results.
Yeah.
But have you played around with the Dolly or Mid Journey image creation? What's your take on that? And you feel like you're going to put that in your strategy in the future, or you put it in it now? Like, what's your thought on some of these other applications of AI?
Yeah, we did use the AIR generators, and they still have problems. They have a lot of problems outputting text. For
Hmm.
example, when you ask it to generate an image and to put this text on it, it got better, but it still makes a mistake. Like I actually generated an image for Thanksgiving, which had like a Lamborghini and a turkey. I will
I
send it to
saw
you.
that. Yep,
You can
it was a
include
cool
this
picture though. But
in this video, and then I just wrote that no matter what I tried, it couldn't get it right. So I just posted it as is. So it's good, but it's
yep.
still not there yet, especially for text. They are working. They addressed the multiple finger problem, which was happening, when it first came
Hmm.
out, but now it's gotten way better. There's also a lot of things that don't make sense, in some of the images, which which give it away that it's AI generated, but it has improved a lot, like a lot. Like ChatGPT can also generate images now, and I think it does better than Mind Journey was doing for me personally. With less
Hmm.
instruction, it can do a more beautiful image. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
everything's a progress, right? And things are progressing really, really nice. And I just worry, when is AI going to realize that AI doesn't need a human, So
Yeah, and it takes over, and we won't even know it because it'll be so smart. Why would it give us a chance to resist?
yeah,
So,
exactly.
you just
So
don't know. What about this the Q Star the project that's happening where they this whole thing with Sam Altman and he gets fired, but they think it had to do with the project. They made this major breakthrough, and like what do you think it's going to look like when GPT you basically can ask, hey GPT, how do I organize a set of bots to be able to create the lowest cost per lead, or the lowest acquisition cost for my product or service, and it's better at doing that than us. Like what's that going to look like? What are your thoughts about the future with this? Like what is
I'm
your what
excited.
is
I'm really excited. For me personally, someone that likes to dream and come up with new ideas, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to have my army of AI, and I
Yep.
will just feed them a million ideas, and I'd be like, okay, pick the idea that you think from this 100 is the best idea,
Yes.
and tell me why you think this is the best idea and why the other 99 sucks, and then they're going to tell me, and I'm like, okay, how should we implement it? And they will tell me, and then we'll implement it, right? And then it's going to be like a game, it's going to be a game like when you're playing Warcraft, and you build up your team, and then you go take over towns and stuff like that. It's going to be super fun. You come up with the strategy, and your troops are going to be AI who will make it happen. So you're basically going to be the visionary, and maybe AI will do that one day. Maybe it won't. Who knows? But you will always have the chance to come up with new cool things, right? And AI will
Hmm.
help you evaluate all of them, because there's no way humanly possible to take 1,000 ideas and try all of them. You just don't have time, and you don't even have
Hmm.
enough resources to do that. But with AI, you can actually throw them out there, tell AI all of the ideas, and it can quickly, run scenarios and theories and use math and whatever else. It's super smart. It's a million times smarter than we are, and tell you, okay, this is the best one, and here is why, and we should focus on this one. So I am
Yeah.
super excited, extremely
Yeah.
excited about the future.
It does seem like, just with how your brain works in particular, you're going to benefit big time because you're able to take so many ideas, implement them, get them working, and I feel like everyone's going to have to relearn how to do that if possible. I don't know if everyone is that way, their brain works that way, but we have to be creators now to thrive. We can't just follow directions anymore, because I feel like, and I don't know about you, but certain jobs like proofreading, writing, or things like this, it's not, we just haven't run through the AI now. It's not those non-creative, do A then B then C. It's kind of gone, man. I mean, we're going to have to, get trainings from, IamAttila.com, and different, websites that can help us and give us the way to relearn. And
Yeah, you're
I just,
absolutely right. Like,
yep.
that's why I'm concerned about 80% of the population. Fact of the matter
Hmm.
is, and if we're being truthful and honest, most people are super lazy. And their laziness is what keeps them from a lot of opportunity. Everybody wants to be rich, but how do they want to be rich? They want to press a button and just get the money. That's it. And
Yep.
then they want to go and do their hobbies. So that's most people. But if you have creative vision, then you have so much opportunity. And if you couple that with work ethic, where you're willing to work nonstop to make it happen, no excuses, then all the money and all the profit and all the riches are like secondary. It's just a way of keeping score. But if you enjoy the process, the whole doing, it's like a game to you, then you will always have like opportunities, even in the future where AI is going to take all of those jobs. So that's what I
Hmm.
think.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It definitely does. And for those people that are actually have level of ambition, they're not going to be lazy. I guess my question is because see, with your situation, you've been in the game doing this at a really high level for decades, and you've stayed relevant. I've seen situations, and I've worked with clients that are like this, where they have the big success, 10 or 15 years ago, and then they kind of just stick with it and they hold on to that and they don't evolve from what they do. They just kind of like, oh, this is the way it'll always be, and they hope it is, but they don't stay relevant. And you're talking about AI and these things on the cutting edge. So let me ask you this. So from your perspective, how does one what tools do you use, what mediums and sources of information do you use to stay and keep relevant and keep evolving your business and your growth as a person, to 2040, and you're still in the game and doing well and still at that level? Like what's your advice for people to have that approach, and what can they do?
What I try to do, for example, is I always try and jump in and get my hands dirty. For example, let's say that if it's a traffic source, I personally will go in there and get a feel for it. So I will run tests to learn how the algo responds, and after that, I'm going to grow my knowledge by listening to and watching people that are talking about the subject. But until I don't actually have some hands on experience, I'm not going to go on YouTube because I don't understand if what they're saying is actual truth or it's made up theory. Like a lot of the fake gurus, they just basically
Mm-hmm.
copy paste on YouTube each other. So you will see the same video talking about, scaling ecom on Facebook ads. But the
Yep.
guy last year, when it was like a crypto boom, he was talking about which crypto coins to buy. So you're just jumping from one thing to the next. I never ever, trust these people. And the way I find people that can be trusted is usually the guys that are sharing information are boring, like me, like I'm talking about boring stuff, like the push button people that want to make money by just pressing a button and getting like a rainfall of dollars. They're not going to watch this interview because they are looking for the thing where someone's going to tell them what button to press so they can be done with the whole
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Quick
So the
fix.
same
Yeah.
thing. So the people that are actually sharing real Facebook knowledge, real TikTok ads knowledge, real how to write, a killer landing page. This type of knowledge, you are going to find them by basically searching for what you want on YouTube and then sorting by upload date and then look for the videos that don't have a lot of views. These
Mm.
videos are boring because the way YouTube works is just gonna push the algo is gonna push the videos which are meant for broad audiences, which get a lot of engagement, a lot of watch time, stuff like that. The problem is those of us that actually run this full time and make money in this, they're boring. Like our job is boring as hell. It's all about
Mm-hmm.
digging through data and looking at patterns and testing a million things and failing a million plus one time. So people are not going to watch those videos where you tell the truth on how it is because it's super boring. Like I wouldn't watch, like a dentist, like drilling teeth and then all this stuff and then seeing, like, how it's done. But I would watch like a video on YouTube about a dentist showing the craziest teeth, that they run across and how they removed, like the plaque and then how it looks after like a short, because that's crazy, that's interesting. But to watch like a 1 hour presentation of how you prepare, how you, do all this it's not, for a broad audience. So same thing here.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I keep on top of info. Hands on, and then after, seek additional info from real experts on YouTube and other places like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, if it was so easy to do, I mean, it takes discipline and willing to put some time in to learn some complex things, because obviously you don't get paid because you can do everything everyone else can. You get paid because you can do the things that no one else can. You get the advantage, And that's
Right.
clearly showing that when you're looking through these videos, and you're not looking for the one with just flashy, like a children's cartoon, just flashing lights and colors, and let's entertain you. When the truth is that the real value and the real nuggets of value in there are, sometimes they're boring, and that's a cool way to put it. That's I like it. I like it. So talking about this too, there's so much bad info out there. Like straight up, what are some of the examples of some nonsense that you've seen over the past 12 months, or some of the stuff that's pushing that you feel is hurting people's ability to grow as an entrepreneur? Like what are some of these bad ideas out there that you feel are kind of pervading, that is just nonsense?
Okay, so basically, I see it over and over again. Like something comes up, like for example, drop shipping. Then all these gurus and everybody starts pushing it, and then everybody runs it. So if you're doing quality, where you actually provide customer service, you fulfill the order in due time, and everything's okay, all these bad people come in who are desperate to make money, and that's when they start cutting corners. So they start ignoring all emails from customers. They don't send out the product, they just take money, they shut down the business, scam. And then what happens is traffic sources like Facebook introduce more and more and more and more policies, where if you're actually doing everything legit by the book, you are now limited in your ability to run your business, because you're constantly faced with new policies and new regulations and new compliance and a lot of crap, because of all these bad fish that ruined it. So this is the kind of things that happen, and I've seen this happen in app installs, in the dating vertical, in like surveys, in paper call, like this, in everything. It's always like a trend, it dies out, and then all these people go to the next thing, and then that's how it is. So
Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it. So it's just watching out for those type of things, and these people. You got to always not just believe everything you hear and see, and even if they have a huge following, because just
yeah.
people want to hear the easy, soothing lie as opposed to the harsh truth sometimes, and that's just the truth of life. So, well, let me ask you this to kind of talk about and close the loop of the discussion, particularly about you know what to listen to, and kind of how to approach your business moving forward. So let's say that theoretical situation. Let's say that you it's just about 2024. You have capability, you have some marketing knowledge, and you're looking to get into affiliate marketing, and you want to be a success in it. What's your, like, let's say it's all of a sudden you're dropped in the middle of a world where you don't have an affiliate marketing business, all that other stuff in the past is gone. What's your first steps? What do you do if you want to build something from scratch?
Okay, so if I want to become a successful affiliate marketer, then there is one answer. And if I want to build my own product, there is another answer. So which one should we answer?
Let's go down the affiliate marketing
Okay,
rabbit
let's
hole.
say that
Yeah.
you have lots of knowledge on computers. You know how to, build websites, how to do SEO, how to upload. So you have the technical knowledge. You're also creative, where you have some good ideas, because without an idea, you cannot really go far. And you are also good at being efficient and effective. So you don't just, come up with ideas in your head and then figure out reasons not to do any of them. Basically, don't procrastinate. Let's say that you're all that and they dump you in the middle of the ocean. The first thing that you should do is see what others are running at scale. So this is where you would rely on either manual spying using proxies and browsing Google for different keywords to see what comes up, or checking YouTube and keeping your eyes open, or using third-party tools which make it easier for you to look what is running in the last week, let's say on TikTok or on Facebook, and out of this stuff that's running the last week, which one is the one that is spending the most money on ads, and then open a bunch of those and then see which affiliate offers seem interesting to you. So I would definitely start with something that is already running out there, because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to take a wheel, modify it a little bit, and run with it. So that is going to be your shortcut to success. There's a lot of people that come in here, they learn about affiliate marketing, and they're like, "Oh, I have the best idea. I'm gonna do this." They end up, building the perfect funnel, the perfect ads, everything, spend $500 and make zero, and then they're like, "Oh, affiliate marketing doesn't work. This sucks and it's a scam," and then move on. So always start with something that's proven to work and go from there.
Got it. Yeah, because they clearly have put in the time, effort, and if they're spending a lot of money on something, unless they just ran into a big wad of cash and they're just blowing through it like nothing, chances are they're probably making money doing it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's great advice. And it's cuts down the learning curve and clearly the time it takes to basically build something. So that's very cool. So awesome. Yeah. Attila, this was an awesome talk we had here. What I like to do right now, because, clearly we dropped some great nuggets of wisdom. I'm going to be, cutting up little pieces of this and, sharing them, like kind of like what we talked about. We want to, someone hears a specific message and then they will listen for
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
longer talk.
definitely do shorts and the TikToks and stuff. That's really good. There's actually
Yep.
a tool, an AI tool that will auto cut it up and subtitle stuff for you. And
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's actually, one second. Nikita, tudod mi annak a neve? One second. I'll send it to you after, but it's really, really cool. So you can actually throw in this entire video. It'll edit and cut clips, and then you can select which ones you want to use. So it's really, really
Awesome.
useful. Yeah.
That'll be part of it too. I'll put this in the info and everything that we use that specific AI tool, and it just you don't just every single week, just this new stuff comes out. It's just so amazing,
Yeah.
exciting time
So
to be in business.
I know there's so many good ones. Like, this is the tool actually. It's called Opus.pro.
Opus.pro. I've
Yeah.
heard of that one time before, but I never
Yeah.
used it. But definitely,
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna give that a try. We'll see how it
this is
goes.
super useful, and there's so many awesome tools, and we try and use new tools when they come out. But there's just, as you said, so many that it's super hard to keep on top of them. All and try all of
Yes.
them. So
Absolutely. I'll try my best.
yeah.
So Attila, where do people go to learn more about you? Where can they go right now at this time? And what are some of the things that you are offering, or they can learn more about?
Okay, so if somebody has never done affiliate marketing, the best thing to do is to get my book on Amazon. It's called From Zero to Super Affiliate. It's like a 101 crash course with everything in it on how to do affiliate marketing. I actually wrote this book for new employees, for friends who are asking what I do, just to give them a good answer. So that's the first place to start for people who never done affiliate marketing. For people that has done affiliate marketing, I recommend that they check out my blog, iamatilla.com, where I share, up to date stuff, boring stuff, which is actually
The good stuff,
advanced
yes.
affiliate marketing knowledge. Yeah. And there's also a forum, a community where people can join and they can ask questions and get up to date answers. That is iamaffiliate.com. So these three places are the best place to learn about, what I do and about affiliate marketing, and get also one-on-one help.
Awesome. Yeah, great talk, man. It was good talking with you, and yeah, I appreciate you having on. I can't wait to get this up and into the public.
Thank you so much. It was fun, and I wish everyone good luck and lots of success in affiliate marketing.
Thanks, Tilla.
Thank you, guys.